We will find out.
Has it actually started on Twitch yet?
It should have.
Not seeing it. Oh yeah, no, I am.
Is it going?
Yeah, we're good.
Yo, mic check, mic check.
Is there...
You definitely can hear me in the stream. That's so funny.
Yeah, you can. You for sure can hear you. Yeah.
What happened to the countdown? All right, while the countdown's going, we're gonna do a little check, a little technical check here. Yo, Dylan, you want to talk?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, you said it doesn't sound great, or what?
No, it sounds like it's going through my webcam on the stream.
Talk again.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, is that better?
Actually, no. Video input is that one. That's video settings. How do I change microphone? It will not let me change my microphone.
Interesting. I can't really tell because I'm listening through a different display.
Yeah. No, I know. It's just going to be fucking this thing. Yeah, I don't really know, bro. Because I'm not trying to sound like shit for the whole thing.
Sure. We may just need to
end it and OBS it.
I can't do that.
Oh shit.
I can't.
W.
Yo, go ahead, go again.
Yeah, can you hear me? It'll let me change my webcam, but it won't let me change my microphone, and that's what the problem is.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're live. The countdown's done. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Day Zero Trading Podcast. Hey, before we jump in real quick, as you can tell, I'm in a totally different area. Dylan's in the same area, but everything's kind of crazy right now. So last week, my PC just kind of shit the bed, to be honest. Windows just stopped working. I took it in. They said it was just Windows stopped working. So I got to replace the stream key and everything. So I'm on a completely different setup today. And we're using just completely different technology to run this stream right now. And so Dylan and I will probably run into a couple technical difficulties throughout the podcast. But we appreciate you guys bearing with us. We appreciate you guys still being here. Day Zero Gang, baby. It's a hype Sunday. Dylan, you want to do a couple mic tests real quick?
Yeah, I think I just figured out where I was going wrong. So give me 1 second.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully that has resolved my terrible.
Go ahead. Start talking.
Yeah, it sounds like it has. I just checked it on stream. So
all right, that's fantastic.
Okay.
All right, we're back. We're back, man. Another week.
Sir.
Another week, man. I'm gonna keep this rolling. Hopefully it's not too crazy loud. Yeah, we'll keep this going. Yeah. Oh, come on now. Back. Bro, high energy Sunday. Okay.
Is there
high energy
Monday?
Sunday. Your Monday. Whether you're he's back on the monster, right? But listen,
what news?
Guys, monster. I've got my coffee. We're locking in for a great podcast today. We're talking all about fitness misconceptions, and I'm probably gonna screw that up. Saying that over and over again throughout this podcast.
He screwed it up 3 times trying to tell me what we were talking about today. So it's gonna happen.
Fitness misconceptions, but this camera quality is crazy, so like all the imperfections on my face are showing up that don't normally show up. Nice that. Hey, listen, today's a high energy day. Okay, we're coming in with a lot of energy. We got some technical difficulties, but that's all right, man. Look, I'm pumped. I'm super excited today. So many teams, so many playoff contentions in the NFL. Okay, the Bears are out of the playoffs, but the Bears play the Packers. And in my household, there's like a clash between the Bears and the Packers. And so it's just everybody's on 10. We're moving. It's going to be a great day. So the Bears are going to win, by the way. Bear down. Bro, Dylan, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Obviously, it's Monday morning for me. It's 5:40 a.m. right now. So nice and early. Good way to start the week, getting up early and getting this done and out of the way. And yeah, hanging out with you for a bit to start off the week. So I'm chilling. Good weekend. A lot of productive work done. So that's always nice. Mm-hmm. And then it's been raining. So I've kind of just been indoors getting work done because there hasn't really been much else I can do. But yeah, working and training and yeah, getting things done. So it's nice.
Yeah, I love to hear it, man. I love to hear it. Hey, just a quick shout out to everybody watching right now. Usually we're only live on Twitch, Kick, and X, but today we are actually also live on YouTube. We're going to start going live on YouTube moving forward as well. So we're just going to be across a bunch of different platforms. So wherever's the easiest for you guys to watch, we want you guys to tune in. We want you guys to say what up. It's awesome to have you guys in here. Thanks for joining us on all those platforms, wherever you're at. So before we jump into stuff, I want to do a quick shout out, man, as I always do, the Innovators Think Tank, man. The boys over there at the Innovators Think Tank every single Saturday at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. EST. Man, they just knock it out of the park. If you have a project, business, or idea, that is the place to go, right? Those boys, Josh, Kevin, and Mattia, they kill it. Every single weekend, they kill it. They take 8 hours of their Saturday to create something incredibly special for the listeners, right? So I just wanted to give a huge shout out to them. If you have a project, a business idea, you want to give a 60-second pitch, you're working on something and you want to highlight that, go over to the Innovators Think Tank, man. They're incredible. They're incredible. We talk a lot about physical fitness on this podcast, but if you want to talk about fitness in your business, that's the place to be, right? Showing up as the best version of yourself in your business as a leader. That's the place to go. So go ahead on over there to check them out. Every single episode now is on YouTube, or should be on YouTube, and then the rest of them will be up on Spotify shortly. So if you guys are looking to listen to the podcast, you guys can go to YouTube, you guys can go to Spotify, wherever's easiest for you, right? So that's super dope that we're doing that. Shout out Dylan for throwing them up on those platforms. Let's see, what am I missing, bro? Anything?
No, just the usual. Like, if you enjoy listening, obviously leave a like on YouTube. 5-star reviews on Spotify always help. If you get any sort of value out of these podcasts, like, it's something we want to keep doing, and the support from you guys is going to allow us to do that. So if you do listen and you're enjoying it, a 5-star review on Spotify would be awesome. Like Jack said, I'll have the rest of the episodes up this week. YouTube's already fully uploaded. Spotify is next to come, so we'll have episodes pretty much every day from today for the next 3-4 days, which would be awesome. And then once those are up, we can really start digging into more TikTok content and YouTube content as well. So just keep eyes peeled for that. And yeah, let's rip into some fitness myths.
Yeah, I'm excited to fitness misconceptions. I'm excited to get this popping, man. I'm digging kind of the layout for the new stream. I really am digging it. Restream is doing a great job here with the layout. So yeah, man, let's jump into it. So today's topic, I mean, pretty straightforward, right? So we're bringing 5 common fitness myths to you guys. We wanted to start this year off strong, right? We wanted to start this year off kind of just clearing the air on some things. A lot of New Year's resolutions, right? Around this time of year, a lot of people saying they're going to do this, that, and the other thing. But look, man, it's a great time of year to set some new goals, right? And to push yourself to be a little better version of yourself, right? And what better way to do that than to educate yourself on proper practices when it comes to fitness and nutrition. So we're going to jump into some fitness myths here. And I say we just fitness myths. Fitness myths here. And we're going to just jump right into it, man. We're going to jump right into it. So I'm going to go over here, click on a couple things. And here we go. Jumping in at number 5 is going to be getting toned. I love that little graphic. Getting toned, bro. Okay, so I think I have a lot to say about all these.
Send it. We got just under an hour, so get into it. Let's
go. So, in my opinion, and I think there are a lot of personal trainers that would agree with me, getting toned doesn't really exist, right? Getting toned. We hear that a lot. Well, I don't want to get big, but I want to get toned. Or, I
don't want to build muscle, but I want to get toned. Like,
yeah, right.
Same shit.
Exactly. And so getting toned is just kind of thrown around as like looking better, right? And I think what people mean when they say getting toned is getting
lean,
right?
Yeah,
right. And so if you're not going to do that by doing the things that you've been doing for the past couple months. That's not going to come from just working out. A lot of getting toned or getting leaner is going to come from your diet and changes in your diet. And it's going to come from a calorie deficit. And so that's really what it boils down to. And there's there's a couple other nutrition based things on this list, but getting toned is not a matter of just building a little extra muscle and looking a little nice. Like, I don't even know what tone means. It just doesn't like, tone is such a broad term that doesn't really mean anything, which is why I think it's confusing to a lot of people. So, if you're thinking about getting toned, I encourage you to kind of back off that thinking and think about, do I want to build muscle? Do I want to build a better physique? Do I want to build a leaner physique? Because I'd say 80% of the time, that's what people mean when they say getting toned. What do you think, Dylan?
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. I think getting toned, I feel like it's misunderstood because I think people that use the term getting toned are people that don't have a ton of knowledge on the fitness industry or the fitness world. So getting toned is definitely one of those things where I hear it a lot from a gym perspective. Like people come into the gym to sign up with me. We're chatting through their goals and what they want to do with their workouts, and they always go, "Oh, I want to get toned." And it's like,
For sure.
okay, well, that's such a broad spectrum. That could mean a million things. So the follow-up question is always, all right, well, what does that look like to you? What does
Right.
getting toned look like to you? And that,
Right.
a lot of the time they'll say, "Oh, I need to lose 10 kilos. I want to, look fitter in a swimsuit or board shorts. I want to be able to take my shirt off at the beach and look good and that kind of thing." So I think it's like without them realizing it's fat loss and muscle gain. And
Mm-hmm.
it's literally just a lower body fat percentage, higher muscle percentage. And that way that there is less fat between the skin and everything else. So I think getting toned is just your leaner build.
Right.
Because everyone wants to see their abs, everyone wants to see no flab, everyone wants to see, nice defined arms or, legs or whatever it might be that their goals are. They just don't want to see fat there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what getting toned is to the general person that doesn't really understand
Mm-hmm.
fitness to a whole degree like we do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I think from a general population perspective, that's what I see a lot is getting toned, to my understanding, is just being leaner than what they currently are. And it's comes down to, to me, a combination of fat loss and muscle gain is where
Mm-hmm.
you toned to a lot of people. So but the objection you always get is, oh, I don't want to put on muscle because I'm going to get bulky. It's like, if you're going to get toned, you need to put on some form of
You
muscle.
have to put on muscle. Yeah.
If you want to get leaner, there needs to be less fat and more muscle underneath the skin. That's just simply how it works.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get toned, you're going to have to do some form of weight training.
Mm-hmm.
People always go, "Oh, I don't want to do weights. I'm going to get bulky." It's like, no, like stop. It's not the 1950s anymore. Like there's more
No.
research behind this. Like we know what's happening. You're not going to get bulky unless you
Right.
train a certain type of way and eat a certain amount of food. And that's another one for starters. You're probably not eating enough food to get bulky,
Right.
because if you're going to get bulky, you're probably needing 2,500, 3,000 calories for a female and
Mm-hmm.
4,000 calories for a male. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just not going to happen unless you're specifically eating and training that way. Like you don't need to worry about getting bulky. If you just have a higher protein diet, you weight train and you do cardio, you're going to get toned / leaner, which is what we would prefer to refer to it as. But that's my 2 cents. That's kind of how
Right.
I see
Yeah.
it.
I love the perspective that you're bringing too. Like people, because you see a ton of people coming to the gym, right? And so you
Mm,
see people with those goals all the time. And the same thing when I'm talking with clients, and they're like, they don't really know their goals, or you kind of have to guide them to their goals, right? It's such a term that's just thrown around so easily.
hmm
I think that, yeah, if somebody came to me and they were like, I want to get toned, I think the direction that I would lead them in is us. First off, I mean, it depends on where you're at, but the first place that my head goes to is a caloric surplus to build muscle, and then a slight caloric deficit to see how the body responds to that change in the diet, and
mm,
then a larger caloric deficit to lose some more of that fat, maintain muscle, and then bring it back up to find some maintenance, right? Because we're talking
right.
about body recomposition. And then
Yeah.
maybe I'd even do a little bit of that first, right? But that's what's going to show the muscle, because you got to grow the muscle to show the muscle, right? So it's not going to come from just cutting down or just eating 1,000 calories a day. You got to
Ugh,
weight
it sounds
train,
like
you got to
hell.
build the muscle, and muscle generally across, I mean, there are genetic freaks, but generally across the board, muscle grows slower than you think.
Mm.
Um, Especially if your diet isn't locked in 1,000%, everything's on point. And we'll talk about that a little bit too, but um, Yeah, I think I definitely agree with you, and I love your perspective. Like, it's almost it's not that getting toned is necessarily a bad thought process to have, but you just need to redefine it in your head, and you need to
Mm,
kind of relearn what tone means, I think. And really, toned is kind of just arbitrary for building muscle and losing fat and having a more aesthetic, leaner physique.
yeah. I
I
think
think.
getting toned came from like those old aerobics videos that people used to watch in the morning at 6:30 a.m. when they had it on
Yeah.
the TV, and it's like, we're gonna get toned in today's workout, and they're just jumping around doing star jumps and shit. It's like, no,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like,
that's the research tells you that's not what you're doing. Right? Like it
yeah,
might
yeah.
help, but like that's not gonna get you toned.
Like P90X or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to give a quick shout out. Josh Hellman in the chat. Yeah, welcome
Yes,
to the stream,
sir.
baby. Come on, let's go.
Happy
Let's
New
go.
Year.
Day zero. Happy 2024. Happy 2024 to you, brother. Hey, thank you for dropping a comment. We always appreciate the love, the support, the energy. It's a high energy day today. Let's move on to number 4.
Give me it.
Time of day workouts.
Mhm.
Now, I have gotten this question way more than I ever thought I was going to get this question since becoming a personal trainer.
Mm.
And people ask, what's the best time of day to work out? And
It's preference.
what'd you say?
It's preference.
Right. It's preference.
It's literally preference.
It's preference. A lot of people say, well, I'm going to have less energy in the morning, or I'm going to have less energy at night, or I don't really have a meal in me in the morning, or I don't really have a meal in me. It's all preference. Okay. Unless you're working with a coach for a specific goal. And I preface a lot of the stuff on this podcast with that. If you're working with the coach with a specific goal in mind of competing in some kind of sport, working out at a certain time of day really doesn't matter. You
Just
can work
give me
out
the
in the
name.
morning, you can work out in the evening, and all of those times will be just as beneficial for your body. Now, the caveat to that, I think that I would give is if you are focused, if you're doing high level strength training, then I would get high level strength training or uh, hypertrophic training or any kind of hypertrophy training. Get a meal in about an hour before, protein, focused on carbs and fats to fuel your body because your body's going to use those during your workout, especially if you're in the gym for an hour to 2 hours, right? Your body's going to use that as fuel. But outside of that, man, I run in the mornings fasted. I don't need anything, and I don't need anything specific. And
Mhm.
if you train in the gym, like weight training in the gym in the morning fasted, it's not like you're losing out on any kind of gains that you would get later. If you're able to do that and you feel good and it works into your schedule, do it. If it's better and it works in your schedule later in the day, do it. There's no best time to work out. The best time to work out is the time that you can show up as the best version of yourself in the gym that day. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
100%. I was gonna say like the best time of day is when you can put in your maximum effort to your workout. Like the best time of day to train is when you're gonna go in and you're not uh just going through the steps and going through the motions when you're in the gym. Like if you can lock in, be hyper focused, know what you need to get done, fucking rip through it, like put in full effort and intensity while you're training. That's whatever time of day you can do that. That's what it is. So
yeah,
I'm someone that has trained at all times of the day. When I was first getting into lifting, I used to train in the PM. So I used to train at like 7 o'clock at night, and I thought that was fine. But obviously, as I got older, that became increasingly difficult
right,
for me. So I
right.
moved my sessions to the morning, and I used to train at 5:30 in the morning. So this time in the morning, which is why it's not super difficult for me to get up for these podcasts because I've been done it to go train before.
Sure.
The thing with me though is I know my body to this fact of if I get up at 5:30 in the morning and I'm going to train, I can't eat beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
like I have to train fasted because my stomach will give me all kinds of nightmares if I'm training on a full stomach after getting up at 5:30. So for me, I have to be awake for about an hour or an hour and a half before I can actually eat something and my stomach doesn't feel gross. So
Yeah.
I was lifting fasted for a period of time and it was fine, but I didn't realize at the time like how much strength I was lacking from not having food in me. So my focus was good, my intensity was still good, but my strength was lacking a little bit. So when I got my job at this gym a year and a half ago, I'm now able to train on my lunch breaks because I get a full hour, but I'm also able to eat from my desk, which, you know, I can eat at 11 a.m. and go out for a session at 12:30, you know, let the food process and digest and get into my system before going and lifting. And then I can have a really good solid lift when I'm focused. So for me now, like lunchtime training sessions are probably the best. Previously, I used to really like training in the mornings though, because I felt like I was more focused for the rest of the day. Like I
Hmm.
wasn't dragging my feet, I wasn't lethargic. I was like up and energized because I'd already done a bunch of shit and gotten my session in. Whereas now, I'll be 100% honest, some mornings I do feel quite sluggish. It's a bit harder to get out of bed. Throughout the morning, I'm a bit drowsy. Like there's definitely benefits to both. But for me, I would prefer training morning or lunchtime over an evening session.
Sure.
But again, like I said, it is preference. It is when you can come in, put in your full intensity and your full effort. And that's
Hmm.
different for everyone else. You know,
Hmm.
you might have a shift worker who works from 8 p.m. through until like 6 in the morning or something like that. Like that person's not going to be able to go and train it, you know, after their shift
Right.
and feel 100% after they've just
Right.
done 10 hours of work or whatever. Like that's not going to be easy for them. You know,
Right.
they might need to wake up at 5 p.m., get some food in their system, give it an hour, go and train for an hour, and then go to work. That might be the best way for them. Like
Yeah.
it really just depends. It comes down to the person. But me personally, like I think lunchtime is the best for me, followed by mornings and then evenings at the very latest.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. It really does depend on your schedule and kind of balancing that. When can I best show up versus like when can I even show up based on my schedule? You know, a lot of people don't even have flexibility, right, in their
Mhm.
timing. Um, but
Make it work.
but yeah, you still there's definitely time in the day. That's for sure. And this was going to be its own separate point, but I kind of wanted to touch on it real quick in this one by itself. Um, you got time. You have time in the day.
Mm.
I
Mhm.
promise you. I promise you. You have time in the day, even if it's just to uh, get on the ground, do some push-ups, do some sit-ups, do a plank. Um, you know, just and then another set of push-ups, you know, and then some close grip push-ups, and then some wide grip push-ups, and then there's tons and tons and tons and tons of things that you can do without a gym, without weights, without like a huge space to do workouts, right?
Mhm.
So without a bunch of equipment. So when it comes to getting after it and doing it, there's definitely no excuse. I think, and that's one of the things
Oh,
I do sometimes when I sit down with people and I say, hey, you know, they say, well, I have work. Okay, well, work is X amount in your
what time
week,
do you work? Yeah.
right? Right,
What's your
exactly. What
work
time do
shift?
you work? Right?
Mm.
Oh, maybe it's just a matter of getting up in the morning, getting out of bed when your alarm goes off,
Mm.
and pushing yourself a little bit harder. So I would encourage
Yeah.
anybody who thinks that they don't have time to look for the time, look
Reevaluate.
for the time,
Yeah.
and carve out
Reevaluate.
that time because it's there. It's there.
Right.
But when it
30
comes,
minutes, bro, a 30-minute workout is 2% of your day.
yeah,
It is 2% of the day you
yeah,
have. So if you're sleeping 8 hours, right? That's a third. That's 33% of your day,
hmm,
right? That leaves you with just over 66% of your day to work with, right?
yep,
2% of that.
you
Two
got
percent
time.
of that 66. If say you work 9 hours, that's another 35%. That still leaves you with like just under 30% of your day to work with.
Yep.
2% of that 30% can be your 30-minute workout.
You got time, man. You got time. You got time. I promise you. I promise you. And even if you feel like you don't look at it day to day. Then look at it at the week. Okay, what can I fit in the week? I promise you, you have time in the week to work out.
Yeah,
we gotta say that. And if you think you don't, then
there's something wrong.
do some push-ups while you're listening to the podcast. Because
legit, do it from home. Do it from home.
Do it from
Get
home
your ass
while you're
on the
watching
floor.
TV. There's
100
no
push-ups,
excuse.
100 sit-ups, broken up into sets. Like, you'll be fine. Couple minutes rest in between. Like, you're doing something. You got a treadmill at home. Walk on the treadmill while you're watching TV. I promise you'll forget you're on that treadmill.
Yeah, the whole premise of day zero training was that the part of the idea behind it is that you can get down right now and do push-ups. Both me and you can get down right now and do push-ups. Let's do it. There's no excuse, man. There's no excuse.
Fuck it. Right?
There's no excuse.
How long did that 10 push-ups?
Stop making excuses. Do not
15
go to the
seconds.
gym, man.
15
Go.
seconds. Give it 2 minutes. You do another 10. You keep doing that till you get to 100, right? It's something. It is something. That's all you got to do. You just got to start moving your body, get active. You don't have to go and have a fucking $100 a week gym membership, which, holy, I cannot believe some gyms are charging that. You don't need to do all the reform Pilates and I need to do F45 and CrossFit training if I want. Like, no, bro, just do something. Like, if you're not in the gym and you're not doing anything, any change is going to be beneficial. Like, whether it's a change to your diet, a change to how much walking or steps you're getting in the day, fucking push-ups, sit-ups, something, a little bit of something from home. Like, just get more active, man. Like, it's going to help.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just fucking do it. Just fucking do it. Nike's on to something, man. It's fucking
that simple.
Do it.
You have
that simple. It's that
2 meter space in the lounge room. Get down and do some.
Go to
push-ups.
Dylan's house.
That maybe don't do that, but like use your own facility. Yeah. No, it's one of those things, man. You make it work. Like, you get up in the morning, you can't go for a run because it's raining. Okay, find something else to do. Figure it out.
And
figure it out. Or run in the rain.
Yeah, right.
And it's
not like people don't. Life happens, man. Life happens, right? Sure. And it's not like you got to be David Goggins or something, or you don't got to be David Goggins, but you definitely can be a better version of you, you know? So think about that next time you're laying in bed and thinking, I don't know if I want to go to the gym.
You don't need to go. Just get down to the floor. If you can make it to the floor, you can make it to the workout. You could. And
I don't know about that.
Like low key, this is a hack that I thought was really helpful for me when I used to train in the mornings, right? I saw this, I don't know if she was like a psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever qualification she had, but she had some sort of like talk on mental stimulation and convincing yourself to get out of bed in the morning. She had this thing of when you open up your eyes first thing in the morning, when your alarm goes off or you wake up, your initial instinct is to go back to sleep, right? Your initial instinct is not close your eyes again, go back to sleep. Count down from 5 and sit up as fast as you can. Her whole thing was shock your body awake. So like when your eyes open up, you turn your alarm off and you're laying there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, up. And just sit up. And what that would do was that tells your body it's time to go. Like, we're not in this loungy, sleepy state. Like, you got to wake the fuck up. And I was training at 5:30 in the morning at that point when I saw that video. And same thing, I would struggle to get out of bed. I would go, but I would wake up. I'd lay in bed for 45 minutes, bumming around, like snoozing my alarm, sleep. No. First time, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, boom, sat up. I was awake. I was alert. Got downstairs, grabbed the pre in the car, gone. Within 10 minutes of waking up, I was out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So that was something that really helped me with morning training and not being sleepy in the morning and snoozing and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
that's something that I guess people can use if you do plan on training in the morning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Like sit up hard and then just be like, okay, I'm up. It's time to go. Because if you sit up hard and then you try to lay back down, you're going to be like, holy shit. Like my body's not okay.
Be uncomfortable.
So,
you're like
uncomfortable. But then like after sitting up like that to lay back down, you'd be awake.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, I'm here. And then like I'd splash my face with cold water. That always wakes me up. Like that always has me feeling fresh in the morning. Yeah. And then I'm gone. I'm out the door. So 100%.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, we got a couple people in Twitch chat right now. Yo, hey, thank you guys so much for joining in to the podcast. We were just talking about time of day workouts. That was point 4. We've gone through a couple points already about the 5 common fitness myths. 5 most common fitness myths. So I want to throw a couple of these on here. We're on a little bit of a new platform right now here, y'all. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to try this out. What's this?
Like nice. A large banana. Let's go.
Like a deuce. Cool. Thank you. And I see Large Banana in the chat. What up, man? Yo, all right. Blake Deuce says, I wake up so easily. My internal alarm usually wakes me up minutes before my real alarm. Yeah, that happens to me too.
That's a habit. That's from habit. I feel like that's from waking up at similar times every day. Like that is one of those things where your body goes, okay, this is usually how much you sleep, or this is, you've been asleep for the usual amount of time.
Yeah.
And now you're up. Now you're awake. Time to go. Like that's your internal alarm is created out of habit. And that's one thing that anyone that is in a good routine will understand. Mm-hmm. Like I've had mornings where a lot of mornings I do get up at the same time, but there are some mornings where I don't. And for example, my days for work, it's usually the same time every single morning. The days I don't have work and don't have to go into the gym, I try and stay in bed a bit longer. 1 minute before my alarm would normally go off, awake.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Done. Yeah. Like it's definitely something that is trained out of habit for sure.
Yeah.
100%.
That's another incentive too, to just get in a habit like that, because your body starts going to get used to it, and then your body starts craving it. And if you're not on it, then you're like all screwed up.
So it becomes easy for sure.
Yeah. Large Banana says evening, morning, afternoon. Appreciate the shout out from all around the world. Large Banana, I'd love to hear the area of the world from where you're from. We're coming at you worldwide here at the Day Zero Training Podcast. So I'd love to hear what area of the world you're from. Is it evening, morning, or afternoon for you, brother? I love this feature, by the way, Dylan. This little
it's nice. And I think what Large Banana might be getting at as well is like training times. We were just talking about training times. So like evening first, morning second, afternoon third. I'm curious as to like how you go, like what time of the evening you're sort of training as well. If that's what you're referring to with that comment, like is evening like 5 p.m.? Is it later? Is it, one of those, like, are you like a late trainer, like 9, like whereabouts do you hit your workout in the day? Cause it's always interesting hearing like how people schedule their day and what they do. And that's one thing that I overcome in the gym all the time with people that are looking to join. The big thing that I always get, and especially now being New Year's and everyone's got their New Year, New Me goals, their New Year's resolutions and motivation and that kind of thing. It's like, okay, well, like, what's kept you out of the gym in the past? What's stopped you from training previously, or what's, what have you struggled with? And one thing is, it's always, I just don't have the time. And it's like, okay, well, like you do have the time. Let's run through your day and see. And I get it. There are exceptions, newborn parents with newborn kids and a full-time work schedule and things like that. Like that gets crazy. And like, if you have a newborn, like you probably aren't sleeping properly and a lot of things like that. That's probably like one of, minus injury, one of the only, I guess, justifiable reasons. Even then, justifiable is a bit of a stretch, but there is always time in the day where you can find a little bit of time to train. So, what does your day look like? Break it down for me. They're like, oh, well, I wake up at 8 a.m. And I'm like, well, there you go. There's your problem for starters. What time do you go to bed? And they're like, oh, like usually 12:30. I'm like, What time do you get home from work? They're like, oh, 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do from 6 to 12 p.m.? Because I know that time is not taken up completely with
Yeah.
other shit that's more important than your health and fitness. And it's like, okay, but
Right.
you wake up at 8 a.m. and you go to bed at midnight. Why don't we go to bed at 10, wake up at 6? You're just shifting it back 2 hours, and looky, all this time to train. How funny. Oh, what a discovery. It's like finding electricity. And they go, oh,
Like,
yeah, I guess. And they go, oh, yeah, I guess I could do that. It's like, no shit, you could do that. You're just making excuses for yourself. Like, it is very easy to find time. And I've had one lady that comes in. I joined her like 6 months ago. Only thing she does is the treadmill. She came in, she was a bigger lady, she had some weight on. She's like, my goal is to just get in here daily and do something. And I said, that is the perfect
that's great
mindset. Come in and do something. And she does some classes, like she does a little bit of yoga and she does a few like different things, but she daily 30 minutes on the treadmill.
Yeah.
She comes in daily and she has lost a ton of weight. Like she's probably 20 kilos down and she looks so much better than when she walked in.
Yeah, man. It's all about showing up. It really is.
Yeah.
It's just showing up, just getting there, even if it's 30 minutes, even if it's 20 minutes, even if it's 10 minutes. And none of those are bad times. Just like even if it's 5 minutes, even if that's all you can do for the day, you got to get your body moving.
Push-ups, couple sets of push-ups.
Right. Couple sets of push-ups. You got to get your body moving.
Something.
Right. So I want to throw a couple of these chats up here. We'll stick on this topic for a second, man, because I love hearing what you guys have to say for sure. Blaker Dude says, I meet my trainer on Monday and Wednesday at 5 p.m. First of all, shout out to you for going 2 times a week, because a lot of people go once a week and then won't stay consistent with this. So shout out for you for going 2 times a week. Other weekdays, I go in around 8, 9 p.m. Yeah, I like that time. Weekends, I go anytime. Yeah, I was on a similar schedule for a long time, but that's cool. That's cool, Blaker Dudes. Large Banana says, it varies for me. I work from home with home gym. I can't wait to build my own home gym, man. I really can't. At the moment, I tend to do a 30-minute cardio blast on the rower, love it, or bike at midday before lunch, then do weights or endurance around 5:30 p.m. for an hour. Yes, that's an athlete, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's
That's a baseline for some serious gains. That's for sure.
Yeah. That's super sick, man. I love hearing what you guys are doing, man. Blake Dudes also says, I go to a smaller personal training gym. The later hours, I'm usually by myself or very few others there. I prefer it that way. Yeah, that's great. I'm the same way. I love when I can walk in the gym and there's like 1 or 2 other people and you can really just like put the headphones on and lock into what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah, see, and this just speaks to our point, man. Everybody's got their best time for them to work out. Large Banana doing that 30 minutes in the morning and then weight training later. Like your dudes, you could do weight training later, but maybe on the weekends he goes in the morning or middle of the day, you know? So, yeah, that's super cool. And I love Blake Dudes that you're working with a personal trainer. That's so sick. I hope they're providing a lot of value to you for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like whatever's the best situation for you to train. Like this, I know we keep coming back to this, is 100% the place or the time you need to train. People think I'm crazy for having a paid gym membership at another gym to the one I work at. But the thing is, the one I work at is the best gym in my city.
Yeah.
Like I work out of all, and trust me, we have probably a good 50 gyms in my city.
Sure.
I work at probably top 3 in the city is my gym. So we have a lot of demand. We have over 5,000 members.
Yeah.
Right. So you imagine what that looks like on a new year, new me. Right. At the start of January. So even at 12:30, 1 p.m., it's nearly impossible to get on the stuff I need to get on. So back in, I want to say mid-December, I joined a gym that's a bit closer to my house. Small gym, not a lot of people go there. Really nice aesthetic. You guys will start seeing it on my TikTok soon and on my Instagram. It's beautiful, like black walls, green LEDs around. Like
Sick.
it's just really nice down lighting, all the equipment that I need as well. But it's a small facility, so it's like, you know, it's kind of tucked away. Not a ton of people really know it's there. The only people that probably train there are the ones in the complex that live next to it.
Mm-hmm.
People think I'm insane for paying an extra like $16 a week to go to this gym. And I'm like, well, no, like I would rather go to this gym that I'm paying for
Mm-hmm.
and get everything I want as soon as I want it, get on the machines I need as soon as I
Yep.
want, get a bench when I want, do those things when I want,
Yep.
rather than on my 1 hour lunch break fight to get on the equipment. And I'm not training back and buys now. I'm training one back exercise and one chest exercise and one thing here. And like, and I just can't get in a rhythm with my workout or my program
Mm-hmm.
because everything I need is taken. So like people think I'm insane for paying the extra money. I'm like, no, the extra money is assisting me with my training. It's helping me with my training. So for me, you know, we're in summer right now. We're in freaking the middle of summer. So it's hot outside. So people don't want to go outside to train. They want to be indoors in the air conditioning in a gym. And I'm like, cool, that's fine. I'm not training here. I'm gonna be out. Like I'm gonna go train at my other gym, my quiet gym, or I'm gonna go train at home or do something, get out on the road and get some steps in or whatever it might be. So
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, rip it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I went on a run. I'm trying to find the photo right now. Here it is.
Yeah,
I went
for sure.
I went on a run.
Shout out Bulldogs. What's up? What's up? Welcome, new viewer in the chat. Hello.
Yeah, what's going on, Bulldogs 1992? Welcome in. Let's go, baby. Hey, thank you for showing up to Day Zero Training Podcast. Welcome in. We're talking about five.
Jack this man has struggled to say this the entire stream. He cannot. It's the 5 common fitness myths, or as Jack was saying at the beginning, 5 common fitness misconceptions.
I can't.
Welcome, Bulldogs. Jack's all over the place. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Let's go.
How's your New Year's? How's your training going? Let us know in the chat. We'll touch on it in a second. Jack, back to what you were saying.
So
continue.
You're talking about middle of the summer training. This is what my run looked like yesterday.
Oh, she was icy.
Yeah, very cold.
Mm-hmm.
Very chilly.
Oh.
Yeah, running in the snow like this will humble you very quickly.
Absolutely, especially when you eat shit.
Yeah. So
I hope you got some grip on those running shoes, bro.
Yeah. Yo, Bulldogs.
Meanwhile,
man.
it's
welcome
6 a.m. and I've just turned the air conditioning on.
What'd you say?
I said, meanwhile, for me, it's 6 a.m. and I've just turned the air conditioning on because it's getting too hot. It's already heating up. I'm like, bruh. All right. What's our next point,
look,
Jack?
Large Banana, I want to touch on this real quick. He says, don't forget I'm 48 in April. This guy's a monster. This guy's insane. He said, this old dog has got himself in some serious shape. Large Banana, I believe it. That circuit you gave me, man. I convinced my buddy to do it. No, I convinced my buddy to do it, though. So we're going to be doing it next week together. And I'll definitely take some videos, cut something together, and then we'll look at it next week on the podcast.
Share it on the podcast. Yeah, that'd be sick.
I'm excited for that.
Come back and watch
it. For that.
We can watch Jack vomit from this session.
Yeah. All right, Dylan, I know that you're getting close to time, right? I know you got to get.
I got like 15 minutes. Yeah.
So we're gonna kind of run through these. We're gonna run through these next ones decently quickly here, but I still want to hit them because they're still really important. So we've hit getting toned. We've hit time of day workouts. Number 3, this one's gonna be a quick one, man. Spot reducing fat.
Bullshit.
All right, listen. You can't do it. You just can't. You can't spot reduce fat. If you have fat on your, I got. Look, I know where my fat lives. Right, it's all right here, man.
Mine's right here.
It's all right here, right down here at the hips. Look, you cannot spot reduce fat. It's just the way it is. Okay, losing fat is going to come from a caloric deficit, right, or a body recomposition. Caloric deficit is number 1. You just can't. You can't spot reduce fat. Dylan, you got anything to add to that?
Oh, it's simple, bro. Like spot reducing is a myth. Like it always has been a myth. Like if you want to lose, if you want your abs to show, you've got to reduce overall body fat.
Yeah.
You've got to just focus on overall body fat dropping down. If you want a more toned, as we spoke on in the beginning, a more toned, leaner physique, you can't spot reduce from one area. You've got to just focus on overall calorie deficit, training your body, being in shape, living a healthy lifestyle, recovering properly, and then you'll see fat start to fall off from everywhere. So like you said, Jack, for me, like mine sits around my midsection, like the love handles is kind of where it gravitates for me. Everything else is pretty decent at this point of my cut. And I'm starting to see them disappear, but it's not like obviously I knew that was the area I wanted to lose the fat from, but I'm not going out doing side crunch freaking a million of the, no, that's not how it works. It's a calorie deficit. I do train abs, but it's not like it's the only thing I'm doing. Like I'm reducing from all over my body, and eventually it's just going to come away from there. And that's as simple as it gets. You can't target one area and burn fat off it.
You cannot. And I love this. Large Banana said, I'm 15% body fat. All 100% of that is around my middle. Hazy six pack. I think there's a brand. There's a brand there.
Hashtag hazy six pack. I like it.
Hashtag hazy six pack.
we need a shirt that says hazy six pack.
Hey man, football's on today. It's football Sunday. We're cracking a couple, Gotta have some fun, man. Gotta have some fun. So
for sure.
All right. Jumping into the next one. And this one, I know not everybody here is US based in the chat. So, right, Dylan, obviously. But over the course of the semester, I gave a speech on comprehensive wellness and what that means, and specifically in America. And what I found, and what is probably pretty obvious to a lot of people, is that the health standards in America are fucking low. Okay, it's a fucking joke, the health standards we have in here, and all the systems play into each other, right? And all of a sudden you find yourself in a super unhealthy position, and you're paying for medication you don't need, and that's another rabbit hole we'll go down later. But the guidelines for baseline health in America, and I'm just talking about America, Dylan. I don't know what across the world, what are like the general government guidelines. But I think this is a myth, and I think it's a myth that we need to destroy going into this year. And maybe that's like crazy over dramatic, but I really don't believe it is. Walking 20 to 30 minutes a day. Going for a walk is great. Going for a walk for 20, 30 minutes a day is great. Going for a walk for 20 to 30 minutes a day alone, without a change in diet, without other additional training throughout the week, even if it's not that much, is not going to get you to your goals quickly. Maybe over a long period of time if you're very, very consistent with your diet. But for the general population, and I know a lot of people in here, it sounds like you guys are, I know you guys are training, you're working hard, so this doesn't really apply, I don't think, to most people in the chat right now. So I'll make that clear. But this recommendation, and this is like a CDC thing here in America, this recommendation is bullshit, in my opinion. And I will always, always, always encourage people to do more than this. Okay. It's great for you. I can't deny that walking is great for you, right? Especially in the sun, especially during the summertime, Dylan, where you're at, like walking in the summer, like the sun is so underrated. You need to get out, get some sun. But walking 20 to 30 minutes a day is not enough. And I will die on that hill. Because most people, especially here in America, need way more than that. I'm talking general population right now, but most people need way fucking more than that. And so I really encourage you to raise the standard for yourself of what health means and how you're integrating it into your own life. And if walking 20 to 30 minutes a day is a baseline for you, then that's fucking fantastic. But I encourage you to think into the future and think, okay, what else can I add into my program that's going to really make me the best version of myself? How can I accomplish my goals? Walking 20, 30 minutes a day, it's a suggestion, and it's a suggestion for a reason. It's not enough. It's not enough. And I will die on that hill. Go ahead, Dylan. What do you think?
Controversial, but I think it depends on the individual. Like I said, and you touched on it. It will take way longer. It's going to take way longer. But to some people, just doing that 20 to 30 minute walk a day it's what works for them. Like I mentioned, that lady that's come into my gym 6 months ago, she said to me, I want to lose weight. I want to get rid of all this fat. I want to blah, blah, blah. Like, she hasn't touched weight training like in the entire 6 months. And she's lost weight. Like, she's been really successful because she's consistent as fuck. Doing that 20 to 30 minutes a day. And yes, I'm sure her diet has changed along the way and it's probably a lot better now. And, you know, she's probably eating better than what she used to. Again, it depends on the individual. Like, someone like that who had quite a bit of weight on, needed to lose it, came in, started doing something rather than being stationary all the time. You know, it worked for her. It clearly worked. Yeah. There's no arguing with what she was doing has worked. But I think for people like you and me and, you know, probably a lot of people in the chat and stuff that have a baseline of training already, and you've been doing something, but you've got, I guess, higher level fitness goals, just doing your 20 to 30 minute walk a day isn't going to be enough. It comes down to the individual. Because I know if I stopped my weight training and just did 20 to 30 minutes a day, I would shrink.
Yeah.
Like shoulders gone, arms gone, chest gone, legs gone. Like, if I just did that for like the next 6 months to a year, nope. Like, couldn't be me, right? But I want to spot reduce. Well, I don't want to spot reduce. I want to reduce fat, and I know I can't spot reduce. So just doing cardio is not going to get there for me. So the 20 to 30 minute walk for me is after my workout or separate to my workout. You know, I will 100%. And for me, this is the thing that I've found. Like, I told you, my gym that I work at is busy as fuck at the moment. I will take my lunch break. I will walk or row or ride for 20 to 30 minutes now. This is what I've been doing to get my cardio in. 20 to 30 minutes, and then spend the other 20 to 30 minutes showering, getting my lunch, eating, whatever else, blah, blah, blah. Finish work, and then go and train at my other gym and lift. Or I'll lift in the morning early, and then on my lunch break at work, I'll get the cardio done. Like, that for me is where I've found the best and the most success. A weight session and 20 minutes of cardio, for me, drastic results. And I'll keep you guys posted. We're only a week into the new year, but it's doing some things. It's doing some things, man. I'm wearing an oversized t-shirt for a reason. This is all secret until till my birthday, right? 7th of Feb. 7th of February, I'll give you guys an update. So a month from now, I'll give you guys an update. Just wait.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Love to see it. Large Banana says, Straya health standards?
Straya.
Binge Straya. Is that how you say it? Straya.
Yeah. Straya.
Binge drinking. Avoid the snake spiders, Crocs. UK health standards. T. Binge drinking. Casual violence. US health standards.
Drive-through pharmacy. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, man. Drive-through pharmacy. That's funny. That's so funny.
That is funny. What's that last one?
Push yourself. I'll end this point with push yourself, okay? Do more. You think you can. Last one. Training abs gives you abs. Look.
Sight.
I train abs.
Same.
Because I like how it feels. You feel fucking tight in your midsection. You know? You feel it's a nice little way to end a workout. Right? If I'm programming people abs, then I'll give people like a isometric hold.
Training abs gives you wind.
like
Yeah.
gives
Yeah.
you wind. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Like
You
an
ever been doing
isometric
leg
hold,
raises, bro, and you just
and
feel it?
then yep, and then some kind of leg raise or sit up, and
A
then
weighted crunch.
yeah, that's good, and then also a Russian twist. So they're
Mm-hmm. These
rotating,
ones?
right?
Mm.
You don't
Get
really
some
need
music
much more
on?
than that. Abs to me and
I'm
abs
jamming.
to a lot of people, doing abs is good, but it's not like you need to do them. It's not like abs are gonna grow like your biceps are gonna grow. Okay,
Mm.
it's all muscles. It's all complex systems and individual muscle fibers that work together and grow based on the type of training, the your nutrition, everything like that, your recovery.
Mm.
But training abs by itself, okay, doesn't give you abs. There's so much
Mm.
bullshit out there
Mm.
that if you go on Instagram, you're gonna see this ab routine gives me abs in 20
6
minutes.
minute abs. 6 minute
6 minute
abs.
abs, 6 minute abs, 6 minute abs. Don't listen to it, man. Don't listen to it. You got to be in a caloric deficit. You got to be in a caloric
Number
deficit.
one.
Lose the
Number
body
one.
fat, maintain some
Mhm.
muscle, right? Maybe a little bit of a recomp. You start working out depending on where you're at. Man, training abs does not necessarily
Mm.
give you abs. Go ahead, Dylan. What do you think?
100%. Like, yeah, I agree. Like, and don't get me wrong, training abs does help to a degree, but it is not the be all and end all. It's the same as spot reducing fat. You can't just do a million sit ups
Right.
and expect to have a six pack from it. Like, you will have strong as fuck abs and a strong core. Yeah, 100% if you do that. But the fat that is around here is not necessarily going to come off from just training abs. It's going to come off from burning calories and being in a caloric deficit, like Jack mentioned. Like, yes, training abs, obviously you're going to burn more calories if you do abs at the end of your workout, but that's not the sole reason that your abs start to show through. Like, once the fat goes away, they're going to be there anyway. But, training your core can just assist in burning extra calories. Not only
Mhm.
that, but training your abs can help you with your other lifts because your core is going to be stronger. You're going to be
Mhm.
more stable on a squat. You're going to be able to engage your core more when you're doing a bench press. Your other lifts will benefit from training abs. But if you're going into the gym, training abs for 45 minutes because you feel like that is what is going to get you a six pack, I hate to break it to you, it's not going to do it.
It won't.
That
I mean,
that's not.
the common saying is abs are made in the kitchen, right? And that's totally true.
Abs are
Abs are made in the
made in
kitchen,
the kitchen.
right? You
Yes,
got to be in
sir.
that caloric deficit. You got to be maintaining that protein intake. It really is truly as simple as that. And I think that's part of what we're trying to do, man. Just in general, on this platform, is discuss some of these topics. The internet's a noisy place, man, and it's easy to look at a video on Instagram or on Twitter or whatever, wherever you're looking at on Facebook that tells you that you can get abs in 30 seconds. The reality is getting toned, right? Spot reducing fat and training abs. Those are all things that can't happen in 30 seconds. None of these things will happen quickly. It's all
Throw them out
about
the door.
consistency. Throw it out. Yeah. Throw it out the window. Throw it out the window. Okay.
To the window. Sorry.
It's
The intrusive thoughts one.
Listen, man.
Uh,
You guys, I know a lot of the people in here are athletes, right? Listen to this podcast right now. And a lot of these things I'm sure you guys have already debunked yourselves. But it's important to go into the year, it's so noisy. Like I said, the internet's so noisy. And so it's important if you can knock away some of that noise and just focus on your goals and focus on what you're doing and be consistent with it. That's the only way you're going to be able to track progress. And that's the only way you're going to be able to improve, moving into the rest of the year, right? In the coming months.
yes, sir.
So yeah. You got anything else doing?
Nah, I'm chilling, bro. I feel like this was fucking. We say it every week to each other, like the best podcast we've had, the best discussion we've had, and
Mhm.
I think it's just that as more people start to come through and put their input into the chat and share their stories with us, this podcast is just going to get better and better and better. And you and I, obviously, we bounce off each other very well. But in the beginning, we were still figuring out how the structure of the podcast was going to work. We tried it very structured.
Right.
And now we just kind of wing it. We got a couple of dot points and we're like, just send it and we'll figure it out on the run. And I think it's started to work so much better. So shout out to everyone in chat for being here and helping the podcast become better and better every week. You guys are awesome. Other than a little social plug in a minute, if you've got anything else to share, we can just rip right into that and then get out of here. Cause it's pretty much time for me to do a runner and get out of here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, just real quick, I just want to echo what you said, man. I mean, we love talking about this stuff, and we wanted to start this podcast because we love talking about it. But an even bigger reason than that we wanted to start this podcast was because we wanted to have a conversation, right? We wanted to build a community, and we wanted to bring people together who are like talking about this kind of shit, love this kind of shit, not only on the sports science side, but also on the just like bro science side. And let's just live some heavy shit. You know what I mean? And so I think there's really a space for that, those two worlds to come together. And so everybody in here who's chatting, everybody in here who's just checking us out, just clicking through, who's following, who's liking, who's retweeting this stuff, man, we love you guys so much. You guys who are liking the YouTube, you guys who are on Twitter and reposting stuff, you guys who are in the Twitch chat right now, like, this is so awesome. I just love building this kind of community of people who are just so passionate, you know, about the same stuff that we are. That's ultimately the goal, man. It really is. And if you guys have any questions, you guys have any ideas, you guys want to know more about what we talked about today or what you heard maybe on another podcast, and you want more information, our Instagrams here are right next to our face cams. And you can hit us up with questions, whatever. Send us a message, DM us on whatever platform. We're more than happy to have a conversation with you. Look, we want to hear about your fitness journey too, right? So if you guys go ahead, follow us. This little reel thing says follow us on Twitter, but follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. No TikTok. Obligation to, but I really just love connecting with people who are doing this kind of thing. And so I really, really want to hear your guys' stories, how you're training, what you're doing. If you hit a new PR, right? If you hit a new best mile time, wherever you're at in training, man, we want to help you guys succeed, and we want to hear your story. So we just love interacting with you guys, and being a part of your guys' fitness journey, right?
Yeah.
That's really 100%. The ultimate goal. We want to build a community, man, and you guys are the foundation of that right now. I'm telling you right now. So yeah, man. I mean, besides that, that's all I got. Don't go ahead, do that.
Yeah, sweet. 100%, man. Yeah. I mean, just to reiterate, thank you guys so much. Again, if you aren't listening to the audio version on Spotify yet, at least give 1 or 2 episodes a listen. Drop us a 5-star review. I think you have to actually listen to at least 10 minutes of 2 separate episodes before you can leave a review. So if you guys can do that, that would be wicked. The rest of the episodes will go up this week, like I mentioned before. And TikTok content, I feel like we got a lot of valuable content that we can put on TikTok this week from this podcast specifically. So at Day Zero Training on TikTok as well, we'll have clips going out. We'll have training stuff. I've been doing messing around with a little bit of day in the life stuff. So that'll either be on the Day Zero page or on my TikTok. I haven't worked out where yet, but just keep your eyes posted. My TikTok is Dylan J Fitness, not Dylan O'Connor. So I'll have that somewhere for you guys next week as well. But you'll see it on the Day Zero page anyway. Again, thank you guys. Same time next week for the podcast, Jack, I believe, unless things change. But if you're following us on Twitter, we'll let you know if there's any changes. But right now, same time next week, we will be back with another podcast. Thank you guys so much. Jack, take us out of here. We are done for the week.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. There's no fancy ending screen on this setup yet, so it's all us. You just get to look at us as we exit. So is that
Scooby-Doo ending? It's the Scooby-Doo ending.
We got some music, some house music going. Usually we got some house music going and a nice little fancy Day Zero logo that pops up, but not this week. It's just us. So no, Blaker dudes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a totally different setup, but we have this fancy
one job.
This
Mine's not.
hey, look. My PC, bro, for you guys who are just
Shit
in
is
here
up.
right now, my PC just stopped working. The whole setup that I was at before just shut down. Just shit out. I was looking at the screen 1 second and then the next second I wasn't. So we're on a different setup. No fancy ending screen. I'm sorry. But we appreciate you guys. We appreciate all the love, all the support. Thank you so much. If you're watching football today, bear motherfucking down. Appreciate you guys. You take it easy.
Peace.